You've brought a surprise.
Surprise!
The kind folks, or folk, is it, do you know?
Two. A husband and wife.
A husband and wife at Alternate Route Coffee sent you some free coffee.
They did. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
They reached out to me on Instagram and said, can I send you some coffee? And I obviously said yes.
Yeah. I think anyone that's going to send us coffee, the answer is yes.
Yes.
Especially when it's roasted locally.
Yeah.
Because we're big fans of the locally roasted coffee.
In Leduc.
In Leduc? In Leduc?
In Leduc, Alberta.
I honestly don't know much about Alternate Route.
Well, let me tell you a few things.
Okay, let's do it. Because I've had one bag. My father had bought me a bag of coffee that he picked up at a coffee shop, and I forget where. Anyways, what do you know?
Well, I know it's a husband and wife. The husband, I believe, is also a runner. He might also be an ultra-marathoner, so I feel like we're kindred spirits for that reason. Mm-hmm. And he kind of got into coffee in the last probably 4 or 5 years. Got a individualized coffee roaster and then just started playing around.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So they sent us 3 coffees.
They did.
2 single origins.
Yep.
That one.
Guatemala.
Yeah. This is a blend.
Yep. And it's El Salvador and Costa Rica.
Okay. And then Nicaraguan.
Yep. Yeah, so 2 mediums and a dark roast.
Yeah, very cool.
And I haven't tried them yet. This is our first.
You haven't tried them?
No. Opened especially for you.
Opened for the journey of coffee.
Me.
So the cool part, I think, is that they did send you also a little cheat card.
They did.
With kind of a rough idea of what you'd expect for your ratios for espresso, drip, pour over, and French press.
Yes.
Which is always super handy. The interesting thing I thought is that they are definitely suggesting a higher ratio of water to coffee than we normally drink.
Yep.
They were kind of in the 18-to-1 ratio, and typically, you know,
15 or 16.
15 or 16 to 1 is pretty standard for us. So a little more of a pour, a little more coffee, which is always nice, but sometimes that can kind of dilute the flavor. So we did the 2 medium roasts with a Kalita, and standard kind of Kalita technique there with the wave. And then we did the dark roast with a French press just to do something totally different, especially as dark roasts have a bit more oil out of them as they're roasting. It's nice sometimes in a French press because you'll get that oily mouth flavor because there's no paper filter in there. So I like a dark roast in that perspective. And I do think I'm excited by the dark roast because dark roasts are really underappreciated these days because most people do them so bad and they think of the classic Italian roast that's super greasy, it's super like almost bitter, it's just what old Italians would have after dinner at like 9 o'clock at night and then somehow go to bed. But this dark roast, the beans themselves, they look fantastic.
Yeah, they're not greasy.
Yeah.
They don't look over roasted.
Yeah, so super stoked for this dark roast. But what do you want to start with?
I think we should just start in the end.
Okay, let's do it.
So this is the Guatemala. Would you like to know tasting notes now or later?
I basically read it, so.
Okay. Tasting notes of lemon, raspberry, floral, mild, fruity acidity.
Okay. Guatemala. Yeah, it's very stressful. Lemon, raspberry, floral, mild fruit, acidity. I like the handy dandy, like these are 125 gram bags, which is a nice way, especially if you drink a lot of coffee like we do, it's a nice way to like basically get some coffee. It's probably not as cost efficient as obviously buying 3/4 or a pound.
It's still quite a little, it's a little warm. Yeah, I would say, because I assumed I'd get a sample and it would be like a 15 or 16 gram little tiny thing. So I was very excited to see.
Yeah.
So you actually get like a decent taste of everything.
It is nice to let the coffee cool a bit. It's been a couple minutes, so it adds just a bit. I feel like the mouthfeel and the flavors really come out as it just drops a little bit. We poured it at 96 degrees, so that's actually a nice temp for me right now.
Yeah. I just thought it was going to be colder because of...
Lemon, I mean, yeah. I don't know if I get the raspberry.
Oh, that, yeah, I do.
You do? Yeah. The lemon, I quite like that. I like a citrus kind of acidity, so I like that. Good tasting notes.
Yeah.
And I get a little bit of floral. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna get raspberry there, and I think I just told myself it's raspberry, but I actually think I got raspberry. Almost a raspberry jammy.
Yeah, it almost tastes like, because I think raspberry and lemon are often together in desserts.
Yeah.
So I kind of...
And the bright citrus of lemon in that.
Yeah.
So this is the blend.
Yes.
And you said it's Costa Rican.
And El Salvador.
El Salvador. Okay, so I'm not gonna tell you what the notes are.
Okay.
But you are just gonna have to have a bit of a sip. So again, medium roast. They call it the first tracks. I wonder if this was the first type he kind of built. Like, I wonder if that was his first tracks, or maybe he's a skier or a runner and it's the first tracks on that path after a snowfall. This is like a song lyric where you just make up whatever you think the actual answer is. I feel like this one's on the other spectrum, so that's my clue for you.
Oh.
What do you get out of this?
I mean, it's darker, so I would assume that chocolate is included in there.
Yeah. Baker's chocolate is the number one.
Yeah, I would say some sort of nut.
Oh,
possibly.
There's a hazelnut in it.
Is there? That was going to be the first nut I was going to say. Or like a pecan, but I don't think I've ever seen pecan on a coffee tasting note.
Dried fruit and caramel.
Okay.
Chocolate, hazelnut, caramel, dried fruit. And I get the caramel. Again, I struggle sometimes with dried fruits. Like a dried mango. I love dried mango, but I don't get dried mango in that.
But maybe it's more like a prune.
Which I think
or
it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. You know the funny thing about that, again, of like a classic, you know, maybe chocolatey, that is a perfect office coffee.
Yeah, I was going to say that, and I wanted to make sure I didn't say it in a way that is offensive, but it just, I feel like everybody would like that coffee.
Yeah, because it has like those dark flavors is what people want when they're like, I want a hard cup of coffee. Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like it's gonna give you gut rot.
Oh God. Yeah, I feel like definitely low acidic.
Like and it's got lots of flavor without it being like really intense.
Yeah, because this is definitely way more like, oh man, that lemon. I feel like that's like citrusy enough that some people might be like, I don't know, this coffee's weird. Mm-hmm. Where this is like classic nut. Yeah. Coffee, whatever that dried fruit is. The caramel is a bit sweet, but like dark.
That would be like an everyday kind of. I can make that every morning.
Okay.
Coffee. Oh, the dark roast.
The dark roast.
Nicaragua.
Ooh, that's hot. It's a big hot gulp. Hot gulps. Wow. There's definitely chocolate in this. There has to be, unless it's just the roastiness. It's very interesting to me because I think it has very, very dark note flavors.
Okay.
Which just in my brain are kind of some of those flavors. They got it without roasting so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just burning mouthfeel though.
Not from the coffee, from the water.
Interesting. I feel like I get a bit of like an almond.
Check.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh. Wow. I feel like
fun.
Yeah, the almond is like it's there. I don't think I. It's funny because part of me almost gets a bit of like a blackberry, like some kind of dark berry, but.
I mean, I feel like I can give you that one.
What is it?
Dark fruit.
Oh, dark fruit, yes! It's just there. There's something about it that's like a dark fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's all I kind of get off the top of my head.
Caramel and milk chocolate are the other two.
Mmm. Yeah.
I feel like most of the time when something's a little bit darker or richer in flavor, chocolate and caramel are almost guaranteed to be on the tasting notes. Whether you taste them or not.
Yeah, almonds. I can't believe I got it.
Yeah.
Dark fruit and caramel.
Okay, it's hot.
It is hot. It's funny because the almondness almost came after in the sense of like an almond, like not the initial of like a roasted almond in your mouth, but as your mouth fills with kind of like pieces of small almond or almond flour, like I got like a consistent almond flavor to it that didn't seem just like crunching down on almonds. And once you said milk chocolate, I swear the milk side of it became more apparent. Yeah. Where this chocolate is definitely more, it's like sharper in a way, where that's sweeter.
This is different than I anticipated it.
Yeah, but do you get, if you close your eyes or something, do you get that dark roast classic flavor? Like I get a little bit of that darky roast. It instantly goes dark.
Yeah, but even thinking about like office coffee, because we were talking about that, and at the office we have very dark coffee, and it's so overwhelming in your mouth.
Yeah.
Just everything about it is overwhelming, whereas this is like really flavorful, but isn't overwhelming in any way.
Yeah, wow.
And I mean, I don't drink French press a lot, but sometimes even the French press makes it so much more intense.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, it's interesting when you go back to French press and have that prep compared to classic pour over. Do you know where they're at? I don't even know. I don't think I've seen these, but do you know where they sell them?
So you can buy them online at Alternate Route Coffee.
Probably a good choice, yeah.
I think .ca. They're in some stores, like a meat store in Leduc, a couple stores in Beaumont, Kalmar.
Oh yeah, the Kick in the South Side, yeah.
So tiny stores around Edmonton.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like there's anything in Edmonton.
Okay.
But you can always go check out their website.
Yeah, or leave a comment on the grams or on the YouTube video.
Yeah, follow them on the Instagrams.
Yeah, definitely follow them on the Instagrams.
This is not in any way sponsored.
Yeah.
Just got free coffee that we'd share.
Hashtag free coffee. Thanks to the gang in Alternate Route for sending us some coffee. We really appreciate that, and we're going to use this weekend to consume the entirety of all this coffee. Like I said, if you know where to find them in town, then just drop a line or drop a note or send us a message, and we will kind of update some things on where to find them. Follow them on Instagram, follow us on Instagram, and until next time.
Every time I want to say keep fit and have fun, but we can't have that.
Stay caffeinated.
Yeah, that too.